And now we can continue our focus on the issue of medical certificates, recognition and non-recognition from Ukraine in the aftermath of this war that we have been covering. Today, we're talking to yet another student who is in her 6th year this time, talking about Eniola Badijo. Eniola is in Lagos. Good morning to you, Eniola. Thank you for your time this morning.
Good morning, sir.
How did this news come to you that you're in your 6th year, about rounding up, and at the end of it, you escaped with your life from Ukraine, you're back home, you're completing the part of it that's remaining online, as far as I know, and but we're told that because of that, when you're done, the certificates will, the certification will not be recognized for you to practice in Nigeria.
Okay, so it came to us as a shock because I think like 2 weeks prior to that, we're still like arguing with our school on how to get our certificate sent to us because they insisted on us coming back to Ukraine, returning back to Ukraine. So we were still in the middle of that, and then we heard the news. So it was really like a shock for us from like one problem to another. So it was really shocking.
Given that scenario, of course, we have since heard that if you transfer to another university where you're able to go in person to complete the course of study, then the situation might be different. Did you hear about that? And if so, is it a viable option for someone like you who is just a few months from concluding the entire program?
Oh, for me, I'm done with school. So I'm done. I already wrote my exams. So I'm just waiting for my certificate. But for others, it's actually very difficult because their transcripts are not even being released and all our original documents are with school. So it's really difficult right now. So I don't think it's an option until the school approves. But for now, there's really no option than to wait for the school's approval to release transcripts willingly.
Given that, as you've just explained, of course, for you, you're done. You just need this certificate. But the certificate you will now collect from what we have discussed will not be recognized here. So what's then the next step? Are you guys getting together, for example, to make representation to the authorities to say, look, this is an unfair decision, or you need to take a look at this again?
We're trying to reach out to them because if going by their reason, then I think it's been unfair because class of 2020 graduated online and class of 2021 graduated online. So I think it's really unfair to us because we didn't cause this, we didn't cause the war, and it's not it's not something we could have avoided. So I think they're being unfair towards them, to us right now. So they should please consider us because it's not our fault, and we can't, like 6 years can't just go to waste like that.
Have you been able to speak to any of your not necessarily colleagues, but people in a similar situation as you, either those who are completing their studies this year or those who are possibly in the 5th year and who have just a year or so to go and who are in your situation? They've had to leave Ukraine because of the war. If you've spoken to any of them, what are they telling you? What are the options that they are being offered or that are being suggested?
Okay, for now, people, so for the people I know, most are not considering like transferring because they don't know where exactly they're going to start from, and school is not releasing transcripts. And the only option school is giving is if you want your transcript, then you're going to be expelled. So it's really a tough situation. So it's either they face expulsion or they, I mean, that's the only expulsion that's going to. This is only on expulsion schools going to release their certificate. So no one is willing to risk being expelled. So most people are just waiting for school to resume right now.
But I mean, if you are expelled, that being expelled from a school is not an administrative procedure. It is a disciplinary action. It is, you are expelled because you've done something wrong. So if you are expelled, can you naturally expect that following your being expelled, you would then be handed your transcript to move to another university? What will you tell them at the new university has happened if you have been expelled from the current one?
I don't know. So I don't know really, but it's just that's the role school is giving. If you want your transcript, then you have to be expelled. So you have to write a letter to school asking them to expel you. So it's really a tricky situation. So no one is willing to try it yet. So everyone's just waiting for school to resume.
Now, when you get your certificate at the end of it, because I've spoken to some of your colleagues, and this time I mean your own colleagues, your classmates, those who are on the verge of completing, and many of them say, well, what has happened is that our minds have been made up for us, because that what it essentially means is that we will not be staying here to practice. That means that the option of practicing in Nigeria is foreclosed. I will go abroad. I'll go back abroad. Is that something that you are also considering?
No, I'm not considering that. I'm just waiting for I'm still waiting for MTN to say something because I don't want to. I want to practice in Nigeria.
The whole idea, of course, being that you went to get this training because you wanted to impact on your country.
Yes, sir.
And now that country is not allowing you to do so.
Yes, sir.
It is a tough situation. Of course, we will keep on with you. We will keep tabs on this developments and to see how this plays out. But for now, let me just thank you, Eniola Badejo, for your time this morning on the program.
Very much, sir.
Thank you.